we haven't talked about yet, that is perhaps one of the most important reasons why we give, is that, and one of the most important reasons why we pledge to give, is because we dedicate at Second a portion of our budget to give away each year. And for us to know what we're able to give away to important community organizations, we need to know what we're expecting to bring in. So that's part of why we ask you to go through this process of prayerfully considering what you might give. And this morning we have, as a way of highlighting some of the important mission partners that your generosity goes to support, we have the privilege of having with us Nicholas Staigerwald, who is the Director of Development at Turnaround. And if I can figure out how to turn this on, there we go, I think that should work.
Great, thank you. Hi, how are you?
So good to have you with us. And I just want to invite you to remind or tell anyone who is not familiar or who has forgotten what Turnaround is all about. Tell us what it is that your organization does.
So absolutely. Turnaround is a comprehensive service provider for all survivors of intimate partner, sexual violence, and human trafficking. On top of that, we also educate both survivors and the greater public and advocate for services and access for our survivors.
Awesome. That is important work. And as you think about maybe the last year or so, are there any highlights or things that feel like this story really captures what we're trying to do and why this struggle is so important?
Absolutely. So over the past year, we've seen about a 40% increase in calls for our work. That is from survivors directly calling us, as well as our partner organizations and government entities reaching out to us. And in response to that, we've received an influx of support from some of our government partners so that we've been able to really shift the way that we focus our work over this last year from one centralized hub and location to meeting our survivors where they are. And in doing so, we've opened 3 new drop-in centers around the Baltimore region. One of those in Dundalk, which was in response to a specific really tragic incident that happened last year around Christmas, where a young man unfortunately lost his life at the hands of his father, who was an abuser to his mother, as well as a call from Howard County to open an office there because of an increase in human trafficking. We've also responded to calls in Baltimore City to really create a space where we have a drop-in center in downtown Baltimore over in the Station North area, because we have seen such an influx in calls for our work because of some of those overlapping issues that also correspond with drug use and intense poverty and long-standing underserved populations.
Yeah, it would seem to me like when you're in a situation of crisis, that geography really matters. It's not helpful to have to go real far when you need help in those situations.
We can't ask survivors to come to us.
Yeah.
One of the biggest hurdles we see is that transportation. We live in a city that does have transportation, but it is not built to move people around with a lot of ease.
Yeah. What are you guys hoping for this next season, this next year, or whatever? Do you have any sort of goals or hopes or things what are you hoping to do that we can be getting behind in terms of our support and our prayer for your work?
So as many people that provide services to underserved populations, we're seeing an increase in need in a lot of different areas, specifically in access to direct assistance and food. These are people that are leaving dangerous situations that in many cases come to us with a trash bag full of clothes for them and their family that are fleeing a dangerous home where they have to go somewhere. We're providing them shelter in hotels for the short term so that we can then connect them with the proper services to find new lodgings that are more longer term. Unfortunately, supportive housing is very hard to come by. So we've seen not only that 40% increase in calls for service, but we're seeing that increase in the number of people staying with us and needing to come to our food pantries, come to our pantries to get clothing, come to get feminine hygiene products and other just general care items, as well as an extension in the amount of time that we're supporting these people in those hotels. And as we head into the winter months, it becomes even harder because some of our survivors are still living out on the street at times and not initially wanting to go into housing, but now it's getting cold and they have to.
Yeah. Nick, thanks for being here with us this morning.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the work that you do. I'm glad that Turnaround exists, and I'm
Thank
glad
you.
that we're partners with you. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you so
Will
much.
you say
Thank
thanks
you.
to Nick for us as he heads
Thank
back
you.
down?